Hi, this is Bev at Creating with Bev, and I'm coming today to do a tutorial on a piece of ephemera tags that I've made. You can see these two. This one actually has a little extra pocket in there for a tiny card, and this one a big, pretty yellow butterfly. These I'm calling these clip and rip, and you'll see why in a minute. But there are many creators doing this type of project, have been doing it for years. It seems to have been coming back a little bit more lately, and I'm trying to think of who I've seen recently. Um, Gail Agostinelli, I've seen her recently, and I know Ann Kenlin has done them. So there's all kinds of creators on YouTube who are doing these type of, they're calling it stack and whack. I'm calling it clip and rip, keeping mine a little more gentle. Kind of a joke. But let me tell you how I'm going to do it. I've taken 5 pieces of different paper. I've got a music page. I've got some Timu paper that I ordered. This one happens to be pink and have birds. And I've got a little piece of book page. The back of it's got lines. So I'll probably use the line part. And I'm just going to stack those together. And then I'm going to clip them in various places with these paper clips. And I'll show you what that's going to do in a minute. So I'm going to put one up top. I think I'm going to put one maybe right about here. I can move these two after I get started if I don't like where they are. Put one right there. I appreciate your coming by today. If you haven't been to my channel before, I like to do ephemera pieces, but I like to do other stuff too. I like to decoupage and paint and watercolor. You pretty much name it, and I like to do it. So I try to touch on little things here and there. But this today is a paper crafting project, and I've got these paper clipped in different ways. And now the first part of this project is the clip. I have clipped them, and now I'm going to rip. So what I'm going to do, and I did measure these all the same. These are 2.5 by 5. You can use any measurement you want. Just make sure all 5 are the same. So I'm going to start ripping right about in the middle of the top. That's what the paper clip's for. It's going to keep that section together. And I'm going to come down about right there. I'll hold on to those pieces. That's number 1. I'm going to raise this up a little bit because I don't want to lose those. And that one I'm going to come under this bird and up. Don't know what's on my other pages, but for that one I do know I'll have that. That's number 2. And then I'm going to come down here and get number 3 off the bottom. And number 4 a little bit bigger. And that's going to leave my 5th one right there. So you can see what I did. I ripped apart the clipped papers. So clip and rip. And if you've done quilting in the past, you've probably done the same type thing with fabrics. I know I did a lot of quilting, and we used layer cake squares or fat quarters, and we'd stack them all up, cut them up, or whack them as they would say, and then you sew them back together in different sequences. So we're going to do the same thing, but this is with paper. So those are our pieces, and I'm going to take the bases that I made out of a file folder, and I cut them the same size. They are 2.5 by 5, and these are going to be my tag backgrounds. And if I leave it this way, it's fine. It can be written on, or pictures can be added or whatever. Or if I want, I can decorate this too. But to start out, I'm going to take these and I'm going to line them up because we're going to mass make. I want to keep my little squares kind of in order, just to help me out a little bit. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you can see them all. I think you can. I'll try to keep them in the camera. And now the next step is to take what I've clipped and ripped and design my 5 tags. And the purpose of paper clipping them together is because I now have 5 pieces in each section, and I want each one of my cards to have one of this, one of that, one of that, one of that, and so on. But I don't want them to match. So if I use the top one as my paper number 1 and put it there in that corner, this is paper number 2, and I think you can see where I'm going with this. Paper number 3, paper number 4, paper number 5. Now I'm going to take my second stack that I clipped, and I'm going to go, I don't want, this is paper number 1 and this is paper number 1, so I don't want that on the same card or it would just match. So I'm going to put paper number 1 on that one, paper number 2 on that one, 3 on that one, 4 on that one, and 5 on that one. Okay, now I'm going to take the center one, and this is number 1, and I'm going to put that on my third card. You can see where I'm going with this, so that they're not all matchy-matchy. It's going to be a collage type thing. That's 3, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to take the fourth one. And then when I'm finished, I'm also going to decorate these, because if you haven't been following me here or on my Facebook page, you don't know, but I am a layerer. I like to decorate and layer my pieces. That's the most fun I have, is just layering stuff up, making labels and tags and everything. So I'm going to be adding layers to this, and these should not be matching. I must have moved my hand. So let's see what I did wrong here. Let's see what I did wrong here. This wouldn't be there because that has lines. So this needs to be here. Forgive me for getting this messed up, but I don't want that to be on both papers. And this will now be here. Nope, here, because music paper is already there. And this will be here. And I think we're good. Let's move on to this one and see. So this is my fifth one, so it would go, we're going to put it here because I messed those two up and I want to keep it straight. And this would go where I don't have that, which is there. Now that has all 5 pieces. And this will go where I don't have flowers. So I'm thinking that one. And this one is going to go, these are very similar because it was a Temu package that I bought. So they're kind of going to match a little bit, but not all the way. And this is music paper. It needs to go there. So if you can kind of see what I did, I took all 5 pieces and tried to not make the same tag twice. I think that one's really good. I like that one. That's good. I like them all. This one I wish was a little bit different. So I'm going to take this one and move it over here, and this one and move it over there. I just think that's prettier. And I might take this one and needs to be another flower. And I think it's going to be this one, just to give it more color, because this one's kind of dark. And that one over there. I think that's good. You can keep switching them. Just make them the way you want them. If you've got too many plain pages together and you want to sweeten it up, you know, keep moving them around. I kind of like this the way it is, but I think I'm going to do one more move. If I do that, it's going to put those together, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to put this one over here. There we go. I think I'm happy. But you can see what I'm doing. You can move and move and move and move. And you can put them all together if you want all your music page on one. But the purpose of it is to get different things on each page. The next thing I'm going to do is ink it. And I'm going to use my vintage photo, I think. And that will kind of make it a little bit distressy, if that's a word, distressy. And just go around my edges. Some of this Timu paper was kind of distressed already. I'm just going to add to it. I like what it does. I like to distress my paper. I think it just adds character to whatever I'm doing. Again, that's a personal preference. If you don't want to distress, please, you be you. I'll be me, and you be you. I'm going to come and do this. I'm going to distress them all first. I'll try to do it fast so it doesn't take much time out of our little video here. The most important one, I think, is the music paper because it really shows the distressing, as does this little line paper. And when you cut the edges, when you rip the edges, it really picks up the ink. So if you want to distress and you want it to really show, rip your pages because that raw paper on the ripped edges just soaks in the ink so pretty. You can see when I ink that, you don't see it, but when I ink these edges, you really see it. See how that comes out? I love that. I'm trying not to turn anything the wrong way so it still matches when I glue them back in. Now the next step, if you want to use a glue stick, you can. I'm not a big glue stick fan, so I'm going to use my normal Fabrifix, which I use for most all my paper crafting. But if you like glue stick and you have one, this is a good project for a glue stick too. All right, just one more tag and we'll be ready to start gluing. This gluing is inking is relaxing, I think. I can do it in front of the TV. I have a bunch of stuff cut out and I want it all inked. I can bring it all down and just do it all at once. All right, now I'm going to get my glue out and start putting these down as I've got them set out. So we're going to start with this one because it's in the middle. And I'm going to match it up to the edges of my file folder that I cut up. After we're done, if we need to trim any edges, we can. You don't have to be real precise, but the closer you get, the easier it'll be in the end. You can match up your edges. I'm going to ink the edges too, so if there's any little bits that are hanging out, the ink will take care of that. Like right there, the ink will take care of that. Okay. And then, of course, when we decorate, that will cover up a lot too. So I did this on my Facebook page earlier, and it was so much fun. I thought I'm going to do a short, not too long tutorial and have some fun over on my YouTube channel. I've got that one. We have to do some decorating, but all of it's glued back together. And let's get this one. And if you want to be real, fussy with it, you can make sure all the papers that you put together for your 5 papers are a collage that you like. I like mine to be random. I like to see what I get in the end, and I'm pleased with this. But if you want to have a certain look, you can pick out the color or the pages that you like, the colors that you like, and so forth. I used 5 pages because I was using 5 cards. So if you're going to make 10 cards, you want to use 10 pages. If you're going to use 3 cards, you use 3 pages. But I think 5 is probably about a minimum because then you get a good mix. If you just do 3, you're only going to have 3 pieces of paper, which is okay if that's what you want, but I like to have a little bit more mix in mine. This is kind of like a masterboard, but individually, done individually. So that one's done. And do this one. And then we'll start decorating. I'll just decorate 1 or 2. And then you can, if you want to do this, you can come back and watch the replay if you need to. And start playing with them yourself. It's just so much fun. It really is relaxing, I think. There's not a lot of thinking that has to go into it. Once you get them cut, you lay them out the way you like and just proceed. And I'm not worried about that little spot there. I don't know why it's there, but I'm not worried about it because I'll be decorating. Like I said, I'll be decorating with labels and flowers and butterflies, which I will show you here in just a second. I might have cut this card just a little bit big. Maybe that's why. And we can trim that up. Definitely trim that up here in just a second. And some of this Temu paper was shaped like that. And that's okay, because I'll just keep decorating the bottom of that. Yeah, the Temu paper kind of came with those fake burnt edges. So that's okay. It can all be made to look perfect, or as perfectly imperfect as you like it. But yeah, this was something that I've just been watching lately. I've seen a lot of people doing it. So I thought, well, you should do it too, Bev. So just thought today was a good day. It's kind of dreary here in South Carolina today. There'll be no gardening or anything. So this will be my therapy today. And if you put them on your cards like I did and just kind of leave them in place, it's just quick 1, 2, 3 when you start putting them together. And here's the last one. Let's get it together. That's 1, 2. Nice center. And if you flip them the wrong way by mistake, you'll know right away because it won't. Your puzzle pieces, so to speak, won't fit in. So don't worry about flipping them or anything. You'll know immediately. It's going there. And this one's going here. And you can see how this would be a good glue stick project. You just lay your pieces down and glue them in with your glue stick. All right, so I've got my 5 bases done. Oops, that one's kind of stuck to my table. My 5 bases done. And at this point, I can trim them off or cut them down. But I'm going to make tags out of them, so I'm going to use my tag punch. If I can find it. You don't have to do this. I can show you how to do it without a punch. But I have the punch, so I'm going to use it. Just going to slide it in like so. Sorry, it's going to make a pop. It's going to make a pop. Or not. Boy, that is thicker than I thought. There it goes. Man, that was kind of hard. Oh, I had 2. No wonder. Well, I got 2 at a time. So I just put them in there and punched out the top. I'll do this one at a time, make it easier. That was loud. There we go. Much easier when you just do one. And put the 4th one in. And then I'll show you how to do this one if you just want to do a normal regular tag and you don't have a punch to do it with. I take a little business card. You can take an old credit card you're not using or any kind of cardboard, and I clipped off a corner. I just clipped off a corner at random. I didn't measure anything on one corner, and I can line it up to my tag, and then I can take my scissors and cut it off, and then I can flip it over. So this is a business card from people that I purchased from. Flip it over and make the same cut, and they should be equal because you use the same cut for both sides. So you can do it that way too. I do like my little punch though. I like the little embossing. It goes around the circle. All right, let's decorate one or two real quick. I'm thinking maybe some butterflies, maybe a word or two, maybe a stamp. Let's see. This is some Tim Holtz decorations I have. Maybe I can find some things in here quickly and won't have to dig too much. Lavender might be pretty. Let's see, we got pinks. We got a lot of pinks. That's very pretty. I like that right away. I can tell that. And we could do two kind of the same if we wanted. This one with the orangey. Nope. This one with the purple. Nope. I kind of like that. Let me see if I've got something else I like in here before I go to another box, because I have many, many boxes to choose from. Yeah, let's see what else I have down here. Let's see what else I have. I do like that. I want to put something behind it. So let's see what I have. I think this might be cute behind it. A little field label. Just add some layering. Bring it down a little bit. Right there. Add some layering. Maybe stamp a number or something right there. And just a little something to tie it all together. See what else I have. A word might be nice. Believe you can. It's a bit big. Laugh daily. Let's just pull a few of these words out and use those, or a number. I think that's enough to do a couple. Okay, so let's start with this one. I'm going to ink around this field label, and that's going to go right about there. I'm going to ink around this flower just to get rid of some of that white. I'm not a big white fan on the edges of my papers. Right about there, and then I think right here, maybe a number at the top, or that has the word field, so I really don't need another field, another word. So I use a number. I think I'll do that right there. And I like that. I think that's good. It needs a stamp right there. We can do that last. So let me glue this down. So I love to do this part. I love to layer. I love to collage. This is my thing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that flower on top right here and tuck that over to the side of my label. And then this little 125, maybe right there. Let's see, I might tuck it under right there. I kind of like that. Let's do that. I'm going to tuck it right under that flower that didn't glue down yet. All right, I'm going to push it all down. Whoops, keep it straight. And I want to stamp something right there. What shall I stamp? I have a little dragonfly. It's a little bit big. What else do I have? I'm looking for all my stamps. Just want something in that corner. Maybe a little bit of this. I used my vintage photo. And just come up here and stamp that corner just to give it some love. Okay, so that one's done. I can come down here because I've got extra of the manila folder, although I'm not disliking that. I actually could just ink that. See how it looks before I cut it off. Let's ink it and see how it looks before I cut it off. I think that does all I need right there. Around all the edges. So any white is gone. And then I can put poke a hole there and put some cord or lace or seam binding or sari silk through that, and I've got a tag. So you would do that, and then you would just go on and on decorating all of them. I have this one done, and I have this one done. These are a little bit bigger. And then I have this one done. So they're fun. Just clip your papers together and rip them apart, and then take the 5 pieces. If you're using 5 papers and making 5 tags, take your 5 pieces and place them randomly on each tag so that you have a collage of papers. I think they're a lot of fun. I think you would enjoy it if you'd like to do it. I'm going to keep playing with these probably for the rest of the night because I love to do it, and I will share with you next time I'm on if you'd like to see, or you can catch the final product over on my Facebook page at Bev's Creating with Love and Whimsy. You can see it up on the screen to my right, I believe. You can catch me over there on Facebook. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, and give me a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to my channel. That'd be great. And I hope to see you next time with another tutorial. Enjoy your day and make some tags. They're a lot of fun. Bye now.